Last night, I, 23-year-old female, went inside after I finished work. I work from home, and my cousin, 15-year-old female, is sitting on the couch with the box for my $130 pair of shoes. She pulls them out and starts gushing over how cute they are and how they'll be perfect for her quinceañera. My aunt, 40-year-old female, tells her she'll also wear them after her quinceañera since they're the same size. While all this is going on, I'm just standing by the wall glaring daggers into my mom, 50-year-old female, trying to push back angry tears. I know if I say anything, she'll explode on me. So I left back outside because I needed to put distance between me and everyone in the house. So I didn't make a scene. 2 weeks ago, my aunt told me they still hadn't bought my cousin any shoes because they forgot about it. I'm not close with this aunt, nor any of my cousins from her and my uncle. This aunt is very shallow and likes to make little snide comments about things that people in the family do. She's also taught her daughters how to do it as well. So I try my best to stay away. I told my mom that they still needed to get my cousin a pair of shoes for her quinceañera, and my mom asked if she could offer the rhinestone sneakers. I told her she could offer hers, but to not even think about offering mine. She's done this a few times in the past. I also told her not to bring it up again. My dad agreed with me and told me I didn't have to give them anything else since I'd already bought her bouquet. I thought that was that and didn't think anything else of it. I'm outside and I message my brother, 21-year-old male, some unsavory things about our mom. He's trying to calm me down and tells me he'll be home soon. 20 minutes later, he comes outside and tells me he went off on our mom and tells her that she knew I didn't want anyone to have my shoes, so why would she give them away? He did this in front of our aunt, cousin, and grandma, which I'm sure everyone knows is a big no-no. They still took the shoes and left. My mom was livid he made a scene in front of them. We stayed outside for a while talking and finally decided to go back inside to check on my little sister and niece who were in my room trying to watch a movie. We're talking to them when my mom comes to my room and starts telling us off. I yelled at her and told her again she had no right to give away something that wasn't hers, and especially something she didn't pay for. She got mad and told me I had 2 pairs. I told her that the other pair were hers, not mine, and that the price of each makes a big difference. We said some unsavory stuff to each other and called it a night. So, am I the idiot for getting upset? Sorry if this is all over the place. My emotions aren't the best right now. Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. Everyone sucks here. Your mother is obviously a massive idiot for giving away your very expensive shoes when they weren't hers to give away. But you're an idiot for acting like you had no control over the situation, and it was all her fault, when you literally just stood there and watched these people walk out of your home with your belongings and didn't say a word. All you had to say was, "I'm sorry, but there seems to have been a misunderstanding. Those are mine, not my mother's, and I didn't give them to you. They are very expensive. I cannot afford to replace them, and I would never just give them away. I'm sorry that my mother was clearly confused or mistaken, but they're not hers to give to you. Like, what were you afraid of? That an aunt you already clearly don't like, and who you say is snide to, everyone was going to continue to be rude to you? That they'd be angry at you for not just giving them your belongings because they're greedy? Why do you care? You really don't get to complain about people giving away your things when you were standing right there when she did it, and you didn't say anything and just let it happen." Comment 2. No, holy poop. Not the idiot for getting upset at someone giving away something that never belonged to them, especially when she had her own to give away and didn't. That's beyond tacky. You're an adult. Even if you live in her house, she has no right to take your things that you have bought with your own money and give them away as if she owned them. Also, your mom counts on you backing down in situations like that so she can keep getting away with her very shitty behavior in the moment. Sorry, your brother and his likely needed confrontation couldn't stop the handoff of your property. I'd approach your aunt yourself and get them back if possible. If she gives you poop about family, it's not your fault she didn't buy her daughter's shoes for her quinceañera, but it's not your job to be the parent by letting her just keep your shoes. Keep the shoes. Pay me back. Now. Also, I am sure this isn't the first time she's done this. If not, it won't be the last. I'd say request appropriate boundaries, but I am sensing that she will just bowl over them anyway to look good to other people like she did with your aunt. Comment 3. Not the idiot. Your mother has no right to give away something that is not hers. The fact that she gave away your shoes that you paid for was just wrong. I understand why you are so upset. If you are intending to stay there, talk to your dad about putting a lock on your door and keep your things in there. Your mom is the idiot, as well as your aunt. I think moving out and getting your own place would be a good idea, as your mother obviously does not know what respectful boundaries are. Now, for the next story. I, 28-year-old female, am the eldest child and have been financially helping my family ever since I started earning. My dad is retired, and my other sister, 22, just started earning and contributes her fair share to the household. We live in a developing country with limited education options, and my family and I wanted to send my youngest sister, 18, abroad to pursue her university. I will be paying for her fees out of my savings, which I had been saving for my wedding someday. However, my sister's education is important, and I could gather up my savings again in the future. Now, my youngest sister and I always had a bittersweet relationship, as she is a Gen Z and I am a millennial. We always had differences and arguments, where she would just be rude and would throw typical teenager attitude, but nothing serious. She started looking for colleges abroad, and I asked her to keep me updated. However, I would sometimes find myself lost and missing details in the conversation, which was due to the fact that she wasn't keeping me entirely updated and would share the information with my other sister only. They were always closer to each other, but considering that I am paying for her fees and initiated this topic of her going abroad, I expected to be kept in the loop. I explained to her twice to keep me updated so I would know what's going on and can make decisions, but she failed to do so. A few days ago, I found out that she has been sharing hostile pictures and details with my other sister, which I completely had no idea about, unlike just the minor and unimportant things she claimed to have missed telling me, and I lost it. I confronted her, and she again said rudely it was unimportant and that the hostel wasn't going to be finalized anyways, so she didn't share it with me. At that time, she had no idea if it would be finalized or not. I made it clear that I am hurt by her actions and feeling left out, and all I was doing was securing her a good future, so I don't know what warranted such behavior. Last night, I found out that I am hidden from her Instagram stories, and that was like the last blow for me. I felt hurt that my sister, whom I care for and love so much, is treating me this way. I am considering not paying for her fees. It isn't out of any spite or revenge. My dad or my other sister can pay for her. I just feel that it is my hard-earned money that I was willing to pay for her, who doesn't even respect me. I could instead keep that money for other purposes, or even just for myself and my wedding, as I had originally planned. Peas. She traveled last night to her college destination. I lost my job this month, so I am currently unemployed. Would I be the idiot if I refused to pay for her college fees and let my other family members pay for it instead, even though their savings are less than mine? Now, for the next story. A couple of weekends ago, I was at the wedding of my good college friend, Amy. For context, I am in a long-term relationship but do not plan on getting married, for various reasons, including the fact I don't want a wedding as I hate a lot of the traditions involved, for feminist reasons, and don't really care about having one anyway. My friends know all of this. I could not care less if other people do these traditions, and have never judged anyone for doing so. I have had a great time at all of my friends' weddings. At Amy's wedding, we get to the bouquet toss. I don't like this tradition, so in general I opt not to take part, and given I don't even plan on getting married, it makes sense for me to sit it out. When I saw it was happening, I went to go to the bathroom. The maid of honor, my friend too, saw me leaving and told me that I should wait until after the toss. I said I needed to go, and she then said she'd make them wait. I insisted they go ahead, and this friend gives me a very long stare, a sigh, and then went over to take part in the toss. A few days later, the bride and this friend got in touch and expressed how disappointed they were that I didn't take part in this tradition for Amy's sake. Every other unmarried woman took part, and they said that making a clear political statement at Amy's wedding was cruel. As they know about my thoughts around all of it, Amy said her bouquet toss memories are now tarnished, knowing how much I'm judging it from a feminist perspective. They said I can decide to not do things at my own weddings, but it's only polite to take part in the activities at other people's. I want to make it clear I barely talk about my opinions on this stuff, only when asked, and with so many disclaimers that I do not judge people for doing any of it. I am not that person. Am I the idiot for not taking part? Now here are the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. You are absolutely not required to take part in something that makes you uncomfortable, regardless of what it is. You have previously stated your beliefs on traditional expectations regarding women and marriage, etc. It was certainly no big deal to skip it, and you even were going to the bathroom, so it's not like you were staring defiantly at and judging the other women. No one would have even noticed you were gone. But when the MOH runs over to make a big deal out of it, everyone noticed then, which made her look bad, not you. Is she in charge of wrangling the guests to make sure they all participate? Good grief. You don't care if they do it, you just don't want to. No big deal. The fact that your friend and another friend decided it would be a good idea to get in touch with you afterward to express their disappointment is beyond immature. For what reason? Did they hope you'd apologize? Change your mind? Do they actually think you ruined the moment? This is the most ridiculous thing ever. Comment 2. Not the idiot. This is ridiculous. Amy said her bouquet toss memories are now tarnished, knowing how much I'm judging it from a feminist perspective. Bouquet toss memories? I didn't do a bouquet toss at my own wedding, so maybe I am not understanding the significance, but this is laughably dramatic for something that takes like 1 minute of wedding reception time. Comment 3. Not the idiot. I skipped my sister's bouquet toss because I was in a bad relationship and felt uncomfortable participating. Did she throw a fit about me, her only sister, not participating? No, because you aren't and should not be required to participate. Let the people who want it fight over the flowers. It only makes sense. Now, for the next story. I, 29-year-old female, have been with my girlfriend Joe, 27-year-old female, for 3 years. We live together and have a great relationship. Last January, Joe took up a new sport, archery. She got very good very quickly, and the coach at the club she joined said he'd never seen anyone take to the sport at that level that fast. She joined her college team and competed at high-level competitions after a few months. I've gone to every single one of her competitions so far, traveled across the country on weekends with her for them. Honestly, I'm her biggest fan, both in general and at this. She was invited to compete in the World Championships in August, which served as a qualification for the Olympics next year. She didn't qualify yet, unfortunately. It was in Berlin. I booked the 2 weeks off 5 months in advance, so I could go watch her qualify. However, about a month out, I was talking about my time off with my boss, and he said that he had switched me with my coworker so she could go on vacation with her kids because she had said I agreed. I absolutely did not. I had already used all of my other vacation time, and I really needed that time. I spent the next 3 weeks begging my coworker, my boss, and other colleagues who had booked the same time period off to switch with me, and no one agreed. I begged my boss to allow me to take it anyway, and he said no. I had to stay behind, because neither of us make a lot of money, and we need this job to help with equipment and travel. Joe was understandably sad and disappointed, but said she absolutely understood and would do the same. Her family has been hounding me about it for over a month now. Our friends are split and Joe does stick up for me, but I'm wondering if I just should have gone anyway, like people said. Am I the idiot? Now here are the comments. Comment 1. NTA. The title is a little misleading as I went into this, as thinking you'd definitely be the AH in this situation. But you're not. You couldn't risk losing your job to go away. And while what your boss did by switching your time off with another coworker without checking with you first is a prick move, you didn't really have a choice. I'm sorry your family and friends aren't as understanding as your girlfriend is. Comment 2. Not the idiot it was through no fault of your own that this happened, was it? Not to mention my answer would be, you approved my time off, and unless you have it in writing, I agreed to switch, then change it back, or I will just take it anyway. I don't see why your friends, family are at odds with you over this. It's not like you made a mistake or outright refusing to go, is it? Comment 3. Not the idiot. This is ridiculous. So you should definitely find a new job because your boss and coworker suck. The boss should not have changed your vacation without your express consent. But until then, it is understandable that you can't just quit. Tell everyone they can either shut up or pay your bills until you find a new job. Then you are happy to quit and go with her. Now, for the next story. My wife went through our 11-year-old son's browser history and found things on there that you'd expect to find on an 11-year-old boy's browser history when he thought he knew how to clear it. Basically, she shamed him for having natural curiosity and grounded him from electronics. She patted herself on the back for a job well done until I came home. I told her she was way out of line and was wrong. I asked her if she'd react the same if our son or daughter was looking up pictures of shirtless Harry Styles, or what if he was looking up pictures of men instead of women. She tried to claim that it was different. I said there is no difference. He's 11. 11-year-old kids of all genders are curious. I was curious and looked at magazines at his age and didn't turn into Ted Bundy. If I'd been shamed by my mother the same way she shamed our kid, then I'd be more secretive with both my parents. If she wants that for herself, then that's cool. But I want to keep the channels of communication and honesty open, especially now more than ever. Instead of shaming me, both of my parents talked to me. No, I wasn't given a subscription, but I wasn't treated like I was caught with heroin. I said she needs to fix this now. She and I spoke to him, and she told him she overreacted because she didn't know how to deal with it. After talking with Daddy, she wanted to apologize. Then I had my own talk with him, where basically I told him what he did was normal and not surprising. I reminded him that we check his electronics, and he can lose privileges if he's abusing them by looking up stuff where he's not old enough. What you doesn't warrant grounding, but just a talk and a friendly reminder about the rules. He understood and even gave me a kiss. My wife is still mad at me, and I told her she should be apologizing to me for acting unilaterally instead of acting like this was a matter of life and death. Also, I am way more strict on our boys than she is. Now here are the comments. Comment 1. Everyone sucks here. Everybody sucks here. Your wife should have teamed up with you before assigning punishment. Even so, your demands that she correct her own behavior like that are out of line. She's not your child, and she's more right than you are on the issue. As far as the topic goes, this isn't 1950 with your kids sneaking into the woods to look at Playboy magazine. Porn on the internet is available in every flavor imaginable these days, plenty of which I would not want any 11-year-old to access. Depending on what his history showed, I get your wife's concern. Comment 2. I can't believe the amount of pearl-clutching prudes on here. When kids approach puberty, they become interested in the opposite sex, or the same sex. That's irrelevant to my point. They will naturally find ways to satisfy their urges. That is perfectly normal. Shaming them and grounding them for it is an extreme overreaction. OP did everything right by having an open and honest conversation with his kid. Great parenting, not the idiot. Some of the commentary here sounds like it's coming from people who are divorced from reality. Comment 3. Not the idiot. Nobody on here can tell you the proper method for this very common everyday type of situation. This is absolutely a boys will be boys type of situation. You never ever freak out on your children for any reason. Addressing the conflict cool and collected is exactly what you did and how it should be done. Nobody wants their child looking at porn, but to scold a child as if they brought a BB gun to school is unacceptable. You spoke to him about it. Issue resolved. Everybody saying, "You're the idiot" is flat out lacking IQ. If you like this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.